Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at WallStreetLiveChat.com. I wanted to go over a couple of big boards today that we alerted in chat. Join us anytime, WallStreetLiveChat.com. Chat room's open for everyone. We scanned out IIN. A couple of reasons we like this one. The bottom is in for sure on the daily. Okay, and your RSI is pretty solid at 43. And you have a candle looking at a little bit longer term. Take a look at your weekly. We have a hammer just like this hammer right here. Today was the entry day for this one. It was heavy volume also, so keep an eye on this. It looks like we can start breaking up to the upside after today's double bottom was in. If you notice, this hammer is the same as this hammer, and look what took place after. Okay, so keep an eye on INN. Another one that was alerted in chat today was SKBI. SKBI had some news and sent this thing on a rocket ride. Look at the daily real quick. As you can see, really, we just had a huge spike up to 420 and then pull back down to 303. I definitely think it has much more room to go to the upside. Let's take a look at the weekly real quick on that one. You'll be able to define it a little bit better. Your resistance points was right here. So your next pop tomorrow could come up to almost 625 area, somewhere in that area, and then pull back. But for longer term, if it breaks this resistance, then we should be heading up into the $9 to $12 range. SKBI. All right, AMCF. Let's take a look at AMCF. AMCF, another one we like coming off the bottom. It's a China Marine. But first thing we need to have take place on a weekly is to break this 50-day moving average, and that's what the resistance where we are now at 71 cents. Okay, that's the resistance right there. So once we get over that, we look like we can start heading up to the upside. Has had great consolidation, and now we just need to break over the consolidation and move higher to the upside. So we need to break this box. Once we break this box, then she's going to get rolling. Okay, so it looks like $1 is your key trigger to move higher to the upside. Okay, and that's on your weekly. On your daily, you can see the same thing. You did break the 50 here, so that the 200 and the 50. So we just have a little bit more resistance, and then looks like she can break out to $2 plus. All right, going back to the daily, and let's take a look at PNTR. PNTR. Nice alerts today in chat today. You guys did a great job. Didn't miss a beat. All right, your RSI is at 67. You got a nice little crossover right here. A nice volume spike in the candle today. Taking a look at the weekly for PNTR. Drew out some resistance on most of these charts already, and it looks like $8, which is about $2.60 somewhere in that area from where it is now. But as you notice, it's starting to curl up to the upside like it did here. Curl up to the upside. So on the weekly, it looks like we can come up to $8. If per chance we break this $8, then we can get a spike to the high side after that and move up to the $14 to $16 range. So keep an eye on that. Your RSI is pretty high, so I would expect this to come into this channel over here, have a little bit of resistance, pull back some, and then head to the upside. So keep an eye on PNTR. GSS. We nailed this one on the bottom. This one we've been waiting and watching, and we hit it. So we've been in this one since down here. We've waited for this line, and now we're coming up and starting to make the move. This is on the weekly. I can lower this a little bit more now. Okay, and she's getting ready to go. Excuse that pop up, but we're looking at on the weekly up to 126 area, targeting 120 from we were in 40s, mid 40s we were in at. So looking at a 300% gain hopefully if everything goes well. Nice volume today on the upside. Gold picking up, GSS is picking up. Taking a look at the daily, you can see we've broken the 50-day moving average, and she's starting to roll higher. It's really looking solid now. Really looking solid now. We have a gap. I love a gap. Why do I love a gap? Because gaps get filled, okay? So whoever's trading this right now and buying this right now, they know where it's going. They're going to fill that gap. You can look at SNTA, you can look at any chart, and you know that the gaps are going to be filled. Look at Apple. We went all the way back down to 360 to fill the gap. Now we're at $5 and change. Follow the gaps, follow the chart, follow the momentum. Plan your trades, make the money. GSS, she's going to $1.20. That's 100% from here. A little bit more. One more real quick, RIMG. I can go over about 50 of them, but I'm not going to. All right, you can come in the chat room, and we'll be more than happy to share everything with you. But right now, we're going to look at this one here, 1093. Just absolutely blew up today and started heading north. Beautiful off this bottom over here, 570. You know, she's at a double right now. You know, it's up here at this resistance. Why is it resistance? Because you have a cluster of candles here. Okay, that's your resistance point right now. Anything over, if we break over this, and this is a solid candle today, okay, anything over that, then we are going a lot higher. We are coming up to $13 range. Okay, I'm not sure what the catalyst was for the candle today, but there is one. You know, you can get up into the $13 range, but your RSI is going to get a little bit high. Let it channel. Let it channel. Pick your entries. You know, draw some trend lines. Figure out where you're, you know, where you want to get in to be on the safe side. Let's take a look at a weekly. How that looks on the weekly. That's sexy. That is a beautiful candle right there on the weekly. Nice off this bottom right here. Again, the same thing. We're coming into, you know, you get your resistance right here at the bottom of this cluster. You know, and anything over that, now we're going to use these clusters over here as your next area. Same thing, and that's what, 14. So $13 to $14 area looks like we can get. That's a beautiful candle, increased volume, and your RSI is at 93. So if you want to wait for a pullback, there's definitely potential for it to be a pullback. Now, where's the pullback? See this cluster of candles here, and there's pretty much a wick right here, a little one. But anyway, this is going to act as your support now. Okay, so you're looking at 980, 990, somewhere in that way. And if you want to start picking things, if you wanted to pick a few up, because this is a solid candle, you know, but plan it. Don't buy your whole position on these candles. You know, wait until you actually have a confirmation that it's going to go a lot higher. Because from here to this, you know, breaking of this cluster is, you know, it's tough, especially being with your RSI that high. Now, something else you want to take a look at is not that line. Remove that line, and let's get this line. We did break this trend line, okay? You had a descending trend line. So your trigger was right here on this red wick, okay, which is a hammer, and that was your trigger to purchase. And now she's up here. Give it a little bit of time to come back down and then move forward. But as you can see, it's increased volume. This is the weekly chart, so understand it's heading back up. How do you want to plan this? There's a couple ways to do it. After you get your entries, you can start running new lines. Okay, new trend lines. So if you do that, let me make this thing a little bit smaller here. You know, just like coming down, you're going to do it for going up. Okay, because you already have two sets of candles. All right, so let's match up the top of this one, match up the top of this one. Booyah, booyah. So we only have a little bit more to go before it's going to pull back. Why? Because that acts as resistance. Okay, the trend line acts as resistance. So what's your target area? Well, your target area, because if we come up and hit that, we're going to be right in this area right here. All right, so now use this as support, this top candle as support, and look for a better position to enter in this area right here. Okay, so let it come up, let it relax, and then move forward. So that's just a quick lesson for you. RSI is at 93. It's up there, and that's on the weekly. So expect a pullback, but look for this one to be support. But look for the trend on a weekly and where we're going. Okay, if it keeps up with its action, you're looking at 17. And how long? Well, who knows? You know, this is a couple of months here, so a couple more months. Plan it out. $17, $8. What? $8 profit. Good stuff. But plan it out. All right, this is Matt over at WallStreetLiveChat.com. We will see you tomorrow in the chat room. We start early at 6:30 scanning. We like to trade pre-market, and there's plenty of people in there to pick all these winners. Have a great night.